There are all kinds of contracts, many, many different kinds of contracts. I sat down just last night when I was thinking, well, what kinds of contracts are there? There are employment contracts. You all know those if you're employed. There are leases. A lease is a contract. You remember when you signed up for your apartment? That's a contract. It's a special kind. It's called a lease, but that's a contract. There are insurance contracts, very different sort of things. Building contracts, contracts for transportation, whether it is when you get in the cab or when you step onto a bus, or if you are moving and you hire the moving company. Those are all contracts. Then there's another very interesting kind of contract, settlement agreements. You've gotten into a fight with somebody about something. There's a disagreement. And you both are at each other's throats. And then you say, well, hey, let's negotiate this and let's reach a settlement. That's a contract. It's a contract about a crime, maybe, or about a tort, or about some other kind of a dispute. But that's a contract which settles it. And that is a promise. What is it, a promise? One party says, well, okay, I'll pay you this much. I'm not going to pay you everything you want, but I'm going to pay you this much. And I say, okay, and I promise that I won't sue you. That's a contract. And believe it or not, the law gives you a remedy for its breach. Another kind of contract, very intricate, very different, a prenuptial agreement, just in case things go wrong. That happens. But that's a contract. And each of those contracts, and many, many other kinds, and there are sub-kinds, different kinds of insurance contracts, different kinds of whatever. Well, each of those allow the world to move forward and in a collaborative way. Well, now let me tell you a little story. I'm glad to say I never did this to anybody, but I play a role in this story, and on the MOOC you'll see a picture where I am the villain, I'm the bad guy. The bad guy is a professor, a law professor. Me, I'm a law professor. And the victim is a former student of mine, student I like very much. She's graduated now. She's married. She's got a job. She just got a job in a law firm. And I know that her husband is a wonderful cook. She could boil water, but her husband's a terrific cook. And she knows that her senior partner, the person on whom her career depends, really likes the kind of food that her husband cooks. And her senior partner also had been my student. He admires me, and she thinks, what a wonderful opportunity. I will have Fried to dinner and my senior partner to dinner, and what a marvelous evening that will be, and my career will just take off after that. Fried and the partner will be talking about old times and all sorts of things, and the food will be terrific. Well, so she and her husband invite me to dinner on February 1st, 7:30, show up. Oh, yeah, I'll be there with bells on. I'll bring a bottle of wine. February 1st shows up. I happen to notice there's the next episode of Billions. And I thought, I don't want to miss that. Yeah, I'll stay home. And they just don't show up. Well, they sit there. 7:30, I'm not there. 7:15, 8, quarter to 8, not there. Beginning to worry. 8 o'clock, the food is burning. They call up. I've turned my phone off. I didn't want to have my television interrupted. So what happens? They sit there. The food is spoiled. The partner is cranky. It's been an awful bust. Terrible evening. Now, the result is that when she shows up at work the next morning and the partner passes her in the hallway, he doesn't even say hello. I mean, it's really been a disaster. Well, can she sue me? Is this a promise? Were there promises? You bet there were. I promised to come to dinner, and she promised to serve a dinner. My favorite, and the partner's favorite. So there were promises. But is it promise for the breach of which the law gives a remedy? What do you think?